Alright guys, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be going over the Bodnik Quick Stick. It's a fantastic little bow here. I am going to go over what I don't like about it, but first we're going to go over what we do like about it. And before we do any of that, we're going to talk about this design real quick. Okay, this is kind of an extreme reflex deflex design, and it's got quite a hefty riser on it. A lot of folks call this like a hybrid. If you notice the extreme dish and stuff, it's a lot like a recurve riser on this bow. So if you guys are familiar with shooting recurves, the big hawk just landed behind the camera here, sorry about that. If you guys are familiar with recurves, you'll probably enjoy shooting this long bow if you're wanting to make that switch. Okay, let's string this bow up and look at the strung profile real quick. I know a lot of you guys are going to get after me for stringing my bow without a stringer. Yes, it does void most warranties. I've never hurt a bow doing it that way, but you guys are going to want to stick to a stringer if you're not wanting to break the warranty on your bows. First thing I want to go over with this quick stick is the finish on this bow is fantastic. I've had this bow for roughly three and a half to 4 years, and there's hardly a nick and mar on it, and I am not easy on my equipment. So the finish they use at Henry Bodnik's shop there, they're doing something right on that. I'm not sure on the finish on what exactly they use, but it's tough stuff. Okay, let's go over this profile real quick of this bow strung before I forget about it. If you notice on these extreme reflex deflex designs, as opposed to more of a straight limb bow, you're going to notice kind of a flat spot in this limb. If you were a bower and you're used to tillering bows, you'd have a device on this, some of us anyways would have a device on this that would show that this was a flat spot and it needed to have some taken off. Well, on an extreme reflex deflex design, that's not how you tiller them. They're tillered this way on purpose. These things are preloaded, they're ready to just fling that arrow, guys. It'd be just like if you added reflex in the entire limb of the bow. For a lot of you guys that build your own self bows and things, it would be just like that. These reflexed limbs, these extremely reflexed limbs are so preloaded, they're just ready to go. So this is kind of a neat looking profile to a strung bow. Another thing with the profile of this bow is, now that I've got it strung, and you can tell that riser, like I said before, is really a lot like a recurve riser. When I put my hand in there, it feels a lot like I'm shooting a recurve bow. So these hybrids like this are real comfortable for a lot of shooters. I completely get that. I completely understand that. It's not necessarily what I'm used to, but I completely understand why a lot of people gravitate towards this type of riser. Now, the string material on this is just a regular flash plate, but at the company there, they recommend you use their strings. And I will say that I had a hard time quieting this bow down without using their strings. So that's something that, you know, I guess to each his own. I don't particularly like that because I like to mess around with my string materials on my bow. I want to be able to switch some string materials if needed. And I think I've had 3 different strings on this bow. They call it a whisper string, or something along that lines from the Bodnik company there. Is by far been the best string on this bow. So if you guys like to play around with your string material, you might want to think about that when you get this bow. We're going to be using some cedar arrows with some heavy tips, just like we have on every other bow review that I've done. I do that on purpose. I'm trying to make these all really close. I want all these to be reviewed very closely. So we're going to do the same test and use the same type of arrows. And I use heavy hunting weight arrows because I want to give more of a realistic feel of this. I don't use super light, ultralight arrows and try to make this bow look faster and more impressive than it is or anything like that. Alright guys, I only have so many minutes to do this, so let's go ahead and get shooting this bow real quick. We got our snowball set up here and we're gonna go down range and see if we can't hit this. We're staying about 18 to 20 yards. That's pretty typical hunting distances. We try to keep within that. We're gonna try to see if we can hit this snowball. We're going to be giving an accuracy review on this bow, but also on a noise review. I have you guys set up with the camera in such a way that hopefully it picks up the noise of this bow. Me personally am used to not quite so high reflex bows, so this seems a little bit noisy to me. I want to know what you guys think. There we go. These arrows are shooting really flat. I was expecting more of a drop on that first shot. I was expecting at this range with these heavy arrows that this would drop in there, and we're shooting extremely flat trajectory. I guess that gives you guys an idea of how quick this bow is. So a quick stick's probably a pretty good name for it. Like I say, I'm about 18 to 20 yards out, and this is shooting dead flat with a wooden arrow with 200 grains on the front of it. It is a 60-pound bow though, but it still should have dropped a little bit, and it almost is probably still in the incline. Those of you guys that shoot an awful lot might know what I'm talking about, but this bow is zinging them in there. All right, guys. Well, my little GoPro here has stopped working once again. This thing's been giving me fits like crazy. It's the GoPro 8. If any of you guys got that and it gives you troubles, let me know. For as expensive as that stuff is, you would expect it to work a little better than it does. But this isn't a GoPro review. This is a Bodnik quick stick review. So I got a very small target set up on the end of a stick here, and we're going to do the same as a snowball. We're going to head down range, see if we can knock it off that stick. Same distance, and I have to apologize that I don't have two camera angles on this, guys, but we're just going to have to make do with what we got. All right, fellas, that was close, but I'm not gonna count that as a hit. We were literally just underneath that. I typically don't count them as a hit until the walnut itself goes flying. So we're gonna try that again. Let's set this up one more time. Guys, we are zoned right in there, but we're just hitting just next to it. Let's adjust a little bit and try it again. That was close. Well guys, that was darn close. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Sorry I couldn't hit that off of there. I guess I just need a little more practice. Maybe I'll try a little later in this review, but we're running out of daylight. I started this review too late in the day, I guess. I expected to be able to shoot better than that. But we've nicked it a few times. That was leaning up against the side of it. I guess technically that's a hit, right? As you can see, here's the post and here's where it was laying. So I mean, it's touching. Just not necessarily a clean plink click I like to do and have it shatter into pieces. Let's go ahead and move on. All right guys, so now we're into the more hunting related reviews. Personally, I'm a hunter, so these reviews mean a lot more to me than shooting small things on a stick or a string. That's a lot of fun, but if you're a hunter like me, you're wanting to know what bows are good to hunt with. Well, this bow does great in a tree. As you can see, I have a ton of maneuverability. I have a branch right here that I'm able to sneak around. There's branches behind me, but they're not too big of an issue with this because of the shortness of this bow. It's fantastic in a tree stand. Now, I would prefer this to be a couple inches longer. If you're a short guy, you'd probably like this bow a little more than me. I'm a tall guy and I have a long draw, so a 60-inch bow to me is just a little bit short, just due to the string angle and things like that. But I would say that this is a fantastic hunting bow in a tree. You can get away with about any kind of movement. If, you know, anything your body's going to be able to move in, this bow's going to be able to move in. Let's go ahead and take a shot at this turkey target here. See if we can't give him a hard time. That's about as square as a hit can be. Once again, guys, I gotta say something about the noise with this. I'm sure you can hear it on there, but this bow is plenty loud. I will say, for as short as this bow is, it doesn't stack a whole lot. So whoever designed this did a good job designing this bow. I have a long draw, it's over 30 inches, and this bow, I can feel it stack a little bit toward the end, but it's not terrible, not what you expect out of a 60-inch bow. You would expect a lot more. Definitely shoots fine out of a tree. Those all would have killed that bird. Let's climb down and get in some brush, get in a little different situation here. See if we can't come up with a situation that would be a little bit realistic off the ground. All right, guys. We're in a little brushy situation here. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, I have no problem moving this bow around. Not that you want a lot of movement when you're on the ground hunting animals. You want as minimal movement as possible, actually. But that being said, you want to be able to get away with a draw, things like that. And I have no problem off the ground with this short of a bow. So out of a ground blind, I would say you guys would be just perfectly fine with this. All right, we got ourselves an apple here. It's supposed to be lunch, but we're gonna see if we can shoot it out of the air with this quick stick here. Yeah. Alright guys, there's our apple here. I just about cored it. By cored I mean hit it in a black spot where you're trying to aim for, because you're trying to aim small. So my final thoughts on the Bodnik Quick Stick are this here. If you want a bow that is fast, accurate, quick to shoot, and it's in the 500 to 550 price range with a 30-year warranty, I would say the Bodnik Quick Stick is going to be a great bow for you guys. The things that I don't like about this bow, there's really not much. It's noisy. I've had a hard time quieting it down, but there's zero hand shock, so I don't think it's a tiller issue or anything. Another thing I don't like about this bow, well, a lot of you guys might really like this too, is this thing is feather light. It is so light. Now, I don't like a real heavy bow, but I like to know I got a hold of something. This bow is just a little bit light for my taste. Other than that, guys, I have no complaints about this bow. I would say probably like an 8 out of 10, and that's not just for cheap low-end bows or mid-grade bows like this one. This is these reviews are going to be on, you know, a very wide spectrum of everything from real expensive custom bows to you know, your mid-grade bows like this Bodnik Quick Stick here that you could just go out anywhere. You know, you could go to Three Rivers and get this. You could go probably Lancaster Archery Supplies, probably get this. So this is a bow that you could get pretty much anywhere, but these reviews are going to be on a very wide spectrum of bows. Some of them are going to be old bows. Some of them are going to be bows of today like this here. Some of them are going to be bows I made, self bows. But this review isn't about those bows. This review is about the Bodnik Quick Stick. I would say go out and get you one if you've been thinking about it, if you've been looking maybe to upgrade from one of your other bows. Maybe you got a starter bow. A lot of people are shooting these Samick Sage bows, the Black Hunter bows, which I do have a review on one of those. If you were looking to upgrade from those lower end bows, your Samick Sages, your Black Hunters, even, I mean, a lot of people are going to get after me for this, but even your Montana longbows, if you're looking for an upgrade from that, guys, the Bodnik Quick Stick is going to be the answer to that. Let's go over this handle one more time here, just because I want to show you for the price point and the 30-year warranty what you guys are getting here. I think it was $540 for this bow. Absolutely gorgeous. I think the limbs are laminated birch, and I know the core is bamboo. It looks darkened, so it might be tempered bamboo, but the tips are extremely well done on this. See if I can get an up close view of this tip here. Very, very, very well done. Extreme attention to detail. There's no sharp corners or edges on this that's going to harm your string. The guys at the Bodnik shop there, I don't know if they're still the Bear Paw shop or not, but the guys that are building these bows are very, 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 very quality control oriented, or they got that on lockdown anyways. This isn't the only one of these I've seen, and every one of these I've seen has been just flawless as far as the finish, as far as there's no glue gaps, you know, in between the laminations or anything like that. These bows are just extremely, extremely well done for the money. And like I said, 30-year guarantee, guys. You could be as accurate as you wanted to be with this bow. Accuracy is mostly up to the archer anyway. But this has been the review on the Bodnik Quick Stick. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it helped some of you guys out that maybe are thinking about buying this bow. If you guys enjoy this footage, if you guys enjoy these kind of videos, if you like honest reviews on bows, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about this channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of this kind of stuff. I hope to see you guys a little bit further down the road, and happy hunting.